Joint efforts being made to combat the emerald ash borer in Sheboygan. Brownfield grant issued to the city of Sheboygan. Sheboygan looks to resurface several streets. These and other local stories are coming up on this edition of Community News Review.
This is Community News Review, a service of WSCS TV, news content provided by WHBL.
I'm Maddie Pfister, and this is Community News Review for Friday, June 7th, 2019. Fire investigators are trying to figure out what exactly caused a fire this morning at Three Guys and a Grill East. The fire started around 4:30 this morning in the town of Rhine, which is in the central part of Sheboygan County. Sheboygan County Joint Dispatch Center got the 911 call this morning in reference to an active fire at N8350 County Road J, which was the Three Guys and a Grill East location. In a message this morning from the restaurant, locals confirmed the blaze at their place and said thankfully no one was injured, but that they would no longer be open until further notice. Efforts are currently being made here in Sheboygan to combat the emerald ash borer. Lakeshore Natural Resource Partnership, LNRP, and the Sheboygan Rotary Club are together launching a campaign to build collaborative public-private sector community support for the projects that mitigate the potentially devastating impact. Tony Fessler with the Sheboygan Rotary Club helped develop the Roots program, which will soon be discussed and presented at a public informational meeting here in Sheboygan. Roots is the restoration of the trees Sheboygan, and officials say it is a proactive response to a projected loss of millions of emerald ash trees here at home. The highly aggressive emerald ash borer is killing those trees throughout the Midwest at an alarming rate. An informational meeting will be held next week on Thursday at Maywood from 5 to 7. It is free to the public, and officials say that they are trying to reach as many folks as possible. For more information on how to help, you can also visit the Sheboygan Rotary Club website at sheboyganrotary.com. A brownfield grant was issued to the city of Sheboygan on Wednesday. The grant will be used to help various cleanup and revitalization projects in and around Sheboygan. Joining city and some state officials at the Blue Harbor Resort, the Environmental Protection Agency issued the grant, which is worth $300,000. Communities are selected to receive the grant, which supports redevelopment efforts. The brownfields announcement was made in conjunction with the annual meeting of the Great Lakes and St. Lawrence Cities Initiative in Sheboygan. A convicted sex offender will soon be residing in Sheboygan. Kevin McCabe will be paroled when he reaches his maximum release date this week of June 11th, after serving his sentence for possession of child pornography and felony bail jumping. McCabe will be residing at 921 Z Court and will be under 24-hour electronic monitoring. He will be supervised by agents from probation and parole and will continue to participate in long-term programming while on parole. In addition to the intensive supervision rules, McCabe will also be subject to additional specific rules, including having no contact with any of his victims, and he may also not be in a place where any congregate children and may not reside in the same residence with any minor children. If McCabe violates any of those rules or conditions of his parole, he will be taken into custody. Several streets in Sheboygan will soon be resurfaced as a part of a reconstruction project in the city. Mayor Mike Vandersteen says they are looking at fixing parts of Pershing, North 8th, North 15th, South Taylor Drive, North Avenue, and says they will be putting new decking in the restructuring parts of the Pennsylvania Avenue Bridge as well. The mayor says there will also be some reconstruction around Illinois Avenue and Maryland Avenue around the old tannery, which will be remodeled and reconstructed for new apartments and retail space. Vandersteen said that they will put some bonds on sale this week at a council meeting to help pay for the project. And finally, a major development in the city of Sheboygan Falls is finally about to be running. This was discussed at length at a recent meeting of the Sheboygan Falls Economic Development Committee. Last month, representatives from Cardinal Capital, Cautious Construction, and Abacus Architects introduced preliminary plans for a luxury apartment complex. The multi-story 65 to 70 unit complex will be constructed on the former Stern Tannery site along the Sheboygan River on Broadway Street in downtown Sheboygan Falls. Nick Young of Cardinal Capital revealed the concept for the project. He says they're looking at constructing Class A luxury apartments housing at that site. He said it would be a 3 to 4 story building featuring underground and above ground parking. And that is our report for today. Join me again next week for more local news and information on Community News Review.
News content for this program provided by WHBL in cooperation with WSCS TV.